Hi, welcome. I'm here with Adrian, and Adrian is a longtime client, wonderful and amazing client to work with. Just thrilled to have you here today.
Thanks. Thrilled to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know, the thing that's really rich about the relationship that Adrian and I have built over time, that is so much coming from our philosophy of how do we cultivate our inner teacher. That's what I want to really have, that's what we're sharing in our discussion today, is that there's so much that I've learned out of being with you in this incredible exploration that we've had over time of, so I'd love to have you say just a little bit, Adrian, about, sharing a little bit about, your scoliosis, and then just what you've noticed that's shifted. Of course, you work with other wonderful practitioners, and it's been a partnership of the beautiful work that you've done with other people and with the work that we do here that so works hand in hand.
And to that end, I've noticed that the other things I do come to meet each other here. And we often find that where something that has come to my awareness elsewhere, I'll use it and say, so that is how it will be, it will come together.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
But the scoliosis has, well, for our journey has been about 10 years, 8 to 10 years with you and others, and it's really walking up and down all the pieces, your spine, the pelvis, the knees, and now just yesterday we were talking about this area, so which is completely new.
Yes.
So
yeah, because what's so beautiful about what Adrian's pointing to is that we have not been fixing anything.
mm-hmm.
We've really been cultivating a way of enlivening how we have a conversation with our whole body, and that becomes a very, very rich experience. And what we're doing today, and what we've been doing in the last little while, is weaving in many of the archetypal postures that that Philip Beach has introduced, which I've used as primal postures over many, many, many years. But I really want to thank Philip, because I got so much deeper of an understanding of the importance of resting down within the postures. That's what really helped me to understand how our philosophy of down the back, up the front is happening very, very deeply within these postures, and it helps to enliven them even more. So Adrian was using the wall the other day as she was going into her toe sit movement, and go ahead and go into the toe sit, Adrian, and I'll mirror what you're doing here. So, because it gave her feedback, gave her good feedback along her spine for contact, no contact, and just feeling what was useful. The toe sit exercise is an enlivening of your ability to sit down on the metatarsal heads of your feet. More difficult for me to sit on my left side because I had a severe injury when I was younger, and left leg is a little numb on the side, but it's learned a lot. The whole idea is in toe sit is to sit and release your heels back. See how I'm walking my knees back So the heel is not in front of the metatarsal heads. You may find it's hard to even get your toes to release in that position. Then you might put a pad, put something that allows your toes to be up a little bit so that they don't feel quite so compressed. Allow them a little more space. Put a pillow or something like that that allows them to be able to begin to move your foot in that direction. Very, very important, because the idea is to open up your feet, open up the tension in the middle of your foot, which allows your back to open, allows your pelvis to release. Yeah.
It's going to open up a bit.
Yes.
After the first stretch, then another stretch might come.
So this is huge. This is a huge release for tensional patterns along the spine, and it really helps the compressive twist of a scoliosis to begin to let go, to unwind, in a sense. And now going into hero, the hero position, which is heels out, sitting, releasing, letting your big toe release down, letting your heels release out. Also, if your knees are bothering you, what you want to do is put a pillow, put something behind your knees so you're creating space that allows your joints. Once you've created space in a joint, then you're asking the muscular and the fascial area around the capsule to support the joint in a new way. But if you always force things, it'll never change. So we're always asking rather than telling. Asking our bodies, how does that feel? What do you notice? What do you need? Because your body needs to be your best friend. That's our philosophy. So the hero is a release, sitting down once again. How are you able to rest down? Feel the contact, which allows the lift to happen spontaneously. There's a natural lift that happens when down the back releases. Uplift occurs. Yeah, and now the one that was great, what you noticed with one leg hero. So now going to one leg comes forward, and I don't remember whether it was right side or left side. You can let us know, Adrian, where you felt like you really needed to take your left leg out a little bit wider for your right side to widen and get a little more released. So
Well, it is the left, but I started with the right, and that's how I could compare. And when I was able to have a more stable base, I could relax. Actually, I'm feeling pretty relaxed against the wall, almost equally. And then as it comes up the spine, I'm feeling that I'm needing a little more opening on the left. And if I came back here too tight, it feels very mensy. The toes like that too.
Exactly. And notice how Adrian's in a conversation with her body. Very powerful. Good. See what you notice on the other side. Sometimes we spend more time in different places, so we're moving along a little quicker, just so you have a sense of what we do and how we think.
So this one is more comfortable because this side of my body rests pretty flat against the walls. So I'll be looking over here or feeling over here, asking it, what do you need? And so I'm feeling very right at the moment, very comfortable. Let me just see how a little adjustment to the looking for the comfortable toes. more comfortable. And so this is part of our work. Now I can feel both sides of the base of my spine, but the top part of this base is coming forward.
Right.
That's part of my work. It's just and it's not work. It's really a life, a piece of life for me to speak to the upper part of this part of my pelvis and ask for it to tell me what it needs. And at that point, right there, it said a little more. It asked for contraction, but it didn't go. It said up. And so that's what I did. Is a natural. I just thought about it, and the natural contraction right in this area happened against the wall. Now I have all the quadrants of that area against the wall, and shoulders are enjoying that, toes are enjoying that, these toes are doing that.
And you gave enough time for everything to settle.
That's the other
into
part.
The release. Yeah, brilliant. It's great. Great. Now let's come back to toe sit. Coming back to notice what's occurred. Noticing the settling. Noticing what releases.
Slight adjustment in my little toe. Toe sit is not a natural position for me generally.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. But and now I'm looking. Once I'm here, I'm looking for a relaxation into the ground. And for me, that also means relaxation of the unguinal. Wow.
There we go. Right, right. So from here, now we have more availability now to enliven your spine from looking. So we look sensorially, looking from far to near. How do you look from ceiling, wall, to floor to come down into embryo position? Enlivening the whole spine as you're looking, coming all the way down into embryo. Right, and then from there, coming out of embryo, looking along the floor, looking along the wall, along the ceiling, as the waterfall releases down, right. Looking all the way up as you're sitting down, and then from there just relax your chin and look forward. And that sensation you can do several times and just feel this enlivening. You're turning on the lights of your intrinsic spine as we've created a ground of deep intelligence to enliven from. So.
And as I came back, the toes had another position. You know, which very, not one I would have known about.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Adrian. Fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Let us know. Love to hear from you. Bye.